Alright guys, and I am back. As I said, I would get all that stuff up on social media. It looks like it's already everywhere over Discord, so I hope you guys can talk about that more. It looks like it's going to be awesome. Oh, man. Alright guys, who's ready to talk about some of these games? Who's ready to do it to it? Alright. Fatal Zeph's Week 5 games. Who did he play? Who did he play? Ultigamer. I don't think Ultigamer, as far as I'm aware, I don't think Ultigamer streams. So we're fine on just doing his. We're fine on just doing Muds. Or on, wow, not Muds. On Fatal Zeph's Week 5s. Ultigamer and Egg Rolls, I think, don't play, so we can just stream through all of Fatal Zeph's games, because he got a bunch of them. We got Week 6, Week 5, and Week 7 all up. Oh man, I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Let's do this. 1.5 speed if we're short of time. How do I change the speed? Oops, that's not what we want to do. Here we go. All right. We got a lot of games. We got 2 hours to do them. 1.5 speed. Fatal Zeph, yes, I did get your Discord message. I did get that. My mind was blown. And I can't wait to see if that... Oh, that... Dude, you're the man who thinks outside the box. What can I say? All right. Shall we get started? Now, I did up this to 1.5. We have a lot of games to get through, as was suggested by OFC. So, I hope that my commentary can still do it justice, as these amazing players play at faster rates than normal. If my talking has to increase and might be mumbling a little bit, please let me know. I want the quality of game and commentating to be what you guys are here for. As I say that, let us begin. Fatal Zeph once again playing the Selene, and we have the Machia from Ultigamer. Great decks as we've seen before. The Fatal Zeph running the Dreadful Hour. Now, I believe we have seen this before in his repertoire to be able to use the Abyss package on the Dreadful Hour. I think it's... We can slow it down. Just a suggestion. You know what? Maybe we'll go 1.25. Maybe we'll go 1.25. Because we do have a lot of games, so I do want to make sure we hit the 2-hour time limit. Because me and my girlfriend got to go shopping. So we see a few people passing here. Fatal Zeph tossing away the Archaeologist to draw 2 cards off of the Selene ability. Now everything in the ability has burned. Machia starting to get really good off here. We did have the Assassin's Guild coming for the additional action. Looks like we're just going to use it. Ultigamer being a very... I have 4 games for you to cover for 4 weeks. Dude, Fatal Zeph, so many games! What are you doing to me? I love it. I love it to death. Pathfinder kills that, so Machia is no longer going to be able to pressure her on 3 damage each. Here comes another one, though. So that's 3 damage plus the Machia ability. I am assuming another 3 damage. So we are just going to see some very generic damage come through from Machia. Depending on what's in the hand, there's not a whole lot more pressure coming in, but a Title Shift is going to come in, draw 3 cards, heal for 6. Really nice, get ourselves put back in. We have a Skyrider, but we're really looking for another shadow item, and that Tantosian Blacksmith is going to make it up for us. Maybe don't cover Week 8 ones yet. I can do that. I can easily save on Week 8, bud. So Machia is going to do 3 damage, pass, really keep that chip damage going, but with Fatal Zeph's hand, it does look like he just has a lot of defensibility that I don't think Ultigamer's chip damage is going to be the defining factor in bringing Fatal Zeph down. No attacks in hand from Ultigamers, we just saw from the Blinding Beetle, but we do have a massive amount of Dread in hand. With our Dread item finally equipped, we're going to see Abyss Tentacles, we're going to see Abyss Shades, we're going to see Selene abilities, we're going to see Skyriders. We're going to have all of this start coming into play sooner than later, and I think Ultigamer might start to be overwhelmed. Here comes the first Abyss Tentacle coming down into a draw discard, probably the Tantosian, yep, to get 2 damage on board, to draw 2 cards. We have the Skyrider, Vortex Plains, Abyss Shade, all of this that it looks like Fatal Zeph has the massive amount of damage in hand that he needs. It all depends on if Ultigamer has drawn a Shadow Puppet yet or not. He's using his abilities to trigger that 8 damage, really just trying to hit damage as fast as possible before Fatal Zeph can come into the game, and it looks like it might be too late, as Fatal Zeph is going to play the Shade after the Skyrider. Next turn, we are going to see a Tentacle into a Shade, most likely a Vortex Plains, to just really build that big wide board that if Ultigamer doesn't have a Shadow Puppet or anything to answer this, Fatal Zeph is just going to overrun him with massive ability triggers off of the Vortex Plains, doing so much damage. We'll see if Fatal Zeph plays it aggressively or if he holds it back a little bit. Vortex Plains is going to hit the board. He's thinking about if he wants to lay how many more buffs. The Tentacle is going to come down into a Blinding Beetle. Make sure no Shadow Puppets are in hand. So next turn he can do Abyss Shade into an ability trigger off of the Skyrider for... It's got to feel like lethal at that point. And we're going to see another Machia ability. Burn is on top for 3 damage. Oh, that Wall of Bones coming down right now is so hurtful for Fatal Zeph. He is not going to have that massive damage output we were looking for. He might just end up past drawing. So he is still going to do it, even though the Wall of Bones is out. Still going to get a really nice healing increase off of that. We are going to discard the Shroud of Night. Not Shroud of Night, the Twilight Hour or whatever it's called. We don't realize we don't need it. We do have Gravity Bubble into Black Hole, vice versa if we need it. Could be just what we're looking for. We might see a Gravity Bubble next turn, actually, to restart our Vortex Plains and all of our other Abyss buffs. Removing his 2 buffs, getting a huge wipe on the board. Restart everything we have. Ultigamer, if he does not have what he needs to finish Fatal Zeph now, I do feel like this could be a runaway game for Fatal Zeph. As we were looking at 4, 8, 12, plus 4, 16 damage with the ability trigger. Now we're looking at 19. That is game. And I think this one is going to go to Fatal Zeph. That board state, not being able to draw any Shadow Puppets for Ultigamer, might have needed to take it a little slower. His Machia build was very aggressive there, trying to just get as much damage down as possible, but the Fatal Zeph had the Blinding Beetles in hand, had all the healing that he needed off of the Shades. Really good startup to survive into the late game where he thrives very well. So great game 1 for Fatal Zeph. On to game 2. Blinding Beetle is so good. And if Benny is telling me the truth and all they did was take away the healing, I still think Blinding Beetle is going to be a very good card. To just move 2 attacks from their hand, you don't need the healing on it. Because it tells you whether or not they basically have buff removal. It's such a powerful card. Ultigamer bringing in Tuskrage with Fatal Zeph bringing in his Blacktail. Now, Ultigamer is a very, very potent aggro deck, as I do believe that's what Tuskrage is. Overwhelming Blast right off the bat, starting off with 11 damage to Fatal Zeph's face. Fatal Zeph, however, starting with a Tantosian Blacksmith in hand into a Moonlight Burrower to get that additional action. We are going to see a very aggressive start from both players, I believe. Fatal Zeph more in the drawing aspect, getting an Umbron Barkeep, getting that little bit of healing and drawing. Here comes a... Oh, Fatal Zeph is going very hard. We might see a pass draw from Ultigamer, which is what we do. The Umbron Barkeep was an amazing pickup off of that Moonlight Burrower to get us 2 healing, 2 card draw. Picking up that Shade. But it looks like we are going to equip the Tome. Hammered Enforcer is going to remove 2 buffs, but that's fine at this point. The Tome is going to draw us cards, rebuild our hand back up, which is essentially what we want to do right now. Lunar Shrieker to bring that Vortex Plains back. Played in the right order, so when they went to the graveyard at the same time, the Vortex Plains would end up on top. Fatal Zeph, even, it might just be passively thinking about this, knows how to play the cards in the right order to get the maximum benefit out of his deck. You can definitely tell that he's been playing his decks on and on and on to make sure that nothing goes wrong. We're going to see an Abyss Shade come down into a Vortex Plains. There is an attack on top, so Fatal Zeph cannot use Blacktail's ability, but the Duskblade Tome is going to be just fine. There's another attack on top, really making sure that Blacktail does not get to do anything. But the Duskblade Tome being able to draw a card and heal is a great recursion for Fatal Zeph's deck. Mantix Vulture for more card draw and an ability trigger and damage, just so many things. Ulti-Gamer with 2 cards in hand may see a pass draw here, which is exactly what we do. Fatal Zeph probably going to do an ability trigger for drawing a card off of the Vulture, getting some really nice extra damage in here with that Vortex Plains on its last corner. Might not want to see the Necro Dreadling. We may just see a pass draw here. Oh, into the Duskblade. I forgot that Mantix Vulture allows a second ability trigger. Really nicely done on Fatal Zeph's. We see a Storm Conduit. Now that one might just be a discard for his... I saw he plays Skyrider in the deck. But Storm Conduit, for all we know, with all the Abyss cards, Storm Conduit's a very powerful card in this deck with how many clunky corner buffs that the deck has. We have another Tantosian Blacksmith. We could... Actually, no, he's equipped 2 items already. We don't want to really change out any items yet. That Moonlight Burrower, however, getting us an additional action and looking at the top 4 because our Vortex Plains is on top is very powerful. But we're going to play the Necro Dreadling first, get some cards back, get our Tentacle, get a Barkeep, and a Vortex Plains. Moonlight Burrower, hopefully we pick up one of those that we just put back. We did pick up 2 of them, actually. Or no, just the Tentacle. But we're going to pick the Shade up first. Lay the Shade. Nope. Thought we were going to lay the Shade, draw a card. We're just going to pass and draw. We do have the Vortex Volt, or the Mantix Vulture out. We could Shade now. I couldn't see what the top 4 cards in my mind, so he might be looking at this better. So we have exactly what we want. We have a Tentacle into a Shade for an additional action. Draw a card. We have the Lunar Shrieker to return the Shade when it goes away from the ability triggers as well. But we don't want to do too much right now, as that Moss Ridge is still sitting there blocking a lot of things. Lunar Shrieker picked back that Abyss Shade back up. Playing it really smart. We did lay the Tentacle to minus the 2 damage, but we wanted that additional action so we could get the Shade back from the discard pile. Very well executed turn by Fatal Zeph. Ulti-Gamer sitting on a very large hand. Reactor Overdrive is now going to hit the board. But we do have 2 Thunder Slugs in hand. Might be the time to just go ahead and kill that right now. Make sure Ulti-Gamer threw away 3 cards. Nothing happened for the buffs. There's the Thunder Slug. We could also see an Abyss Shade come down as well. Looks like just a Duskblade Tome. Pass, draw. Essentially. The Dreadful Hour is in our hand. A very strong buff. But no Astral cards as well. We have a good game from Ulti-Gamer who's just going to pass, draw. Not sure if he knows what's going to happen. The Abyss Shade is going to come down, draw us a card, get us a Barkeep. I don't think that Barkeep is online, as our hand size is very large compared to Ulti-Gamers as well. But we are just going to draw a card, heal for 2, or for 1, deal 3 damage, picking up another Tentacle. Now we just have that nice cyclical damage that Dread does very well off of all the ability triggers that we're seeing. We could do Abyss Tentacle into Vulture into Tome. Get some nice ability triggers off that. Really utilizing the Abyss package with the ability triggers. Drawing a card off of it, then the Tome will draw us another card. And Ulti-Gamer's just going to concede, realizing that the steam that Fatal Zeph put up was too much to compete with. Very good game by him. Very well played. Week 6 of Fatal Zeph. Now, I believe this one was against Egg Rolls, which is a person who doesn't stream or capture videos. So we are good to go on this as well. You know, if we can stream these in higher quality for me, we'll do that. I love high quality games. Oh, on to Sepia. Seppi, I actually don't think Seppi streams either. Seppi's the newcomer to the league, to the game actually, and he's been doing really well with his starter decks. So we'll see how he succumbs to Fatal Zeph here off of his Selene. Very passive start from Fatal Zeph. Nothing really offensive. No item retrieval, no Abyss package, but he does have what he needs to make it into the late game, which is probably what he's looking forward to. Might see that Oppressor be ditched immediately. Nice play by Fatal Zeph. Drawing all 3 Blinding Beetles are in his hand. Like I said, he has all he needs to stay in this game, but nothing really right now to proactively push pressure on. It's all up to Seppi at this moment, laying a Mantix Vulture. Great card for nature, as it's a very powerhouse hitting thing. He used to at first? Oh, like he used to be a beginner at first? I'm talking so fast, it's really hard to read the comments. I apologize, Mudturtle. So Mantix Vulture, along with the Stumpdrift Shaman coming in. Fatal Zeph ditching 1 Blinding Beetle, as he knows he's going against nature. Probably not that many attack cards to go against. Oh, he used to stream his games, did he? Oh, that's a shame. I would have loved to see his commentary on this stuff. Everyone, in my opinion, if they play Lightseekers, should be streaming Lightseekers. We need more content creators out there. Selene going to go ahead and toss a Vortex Plains, as we know we can get it back with a Lunar Shrieker. Probably one of the options that he's thinking about doing eventually. Except it's on the bottom. I forgot about that. I don't play Selene as much as Fatal Zeph does. I misjudged that entirely. Necro Drudling, however, is able to get it back, so ditching cards is not that big of a problem. What we're looking for right now is the Shade Ripper. As soon as we get our hands on that, we are golden. Seppi thinking about what his play wants to do here. Gonna go ahead and lay Vine Lash, a very powerful combo. I have not seen a Pathfinder in Fatal Zeph's hand yet. Actually, I think there was one at the very beginning. I think he has 1 Pathfinder in his hand right at the beginning. But he's going to go ahead and look for that Blacksmith. There's the Pathfinder. Going to remove 2 buffs. The Vine Lash and the Mantix Tunneler. A huge hit to Seppi, as a lot of aggression just went away there. We did pick up the Blacksmith, which is huge. Going to get our Shadow item equipped very shortly. And then Fatal Zeph is probably going to start pushing in a lot of damage. Lunar Shrieker to bring back that Blacksmith into a Blinding Beetle, just to make sure that there is no Reckless Spirits in hand as we start getting into the buff phase for Fatal Zeph. Seppi only having the 2 Creeble attack cards. We have a Mantix Hatchlings and a Vicious Scalefang, just trying to apply as much pressure to Zeph as possible. However, looking at Zeph's hands, there's just so much healing, so much defense-wise going on. Dreadful Hour. Could be difficult to deal with, as we are going to see some Tentacles and some Shades be dropped down with the Selene ability. The Blacksmith is going to bring out the Skyrider for the additional action. Still sitting on 2 actions. Shade comes down, draws a card, picks up the Black Hole. We're going to Selene away the Abyss Shade. Draw 2 cards. Picking up a Shade Whirler is huge here. Seppi is looking at what all the cards do, figuring out what he's got to do. Infected Wasp is an amazing card to go against Fatal Zeph with how wide he goes on board with those Abyss package cards. Lays down a Wild Growth. Unfortunately, it's the only forest buff he has. Not really able to come back from this, but no attack cards. The Blinding Beetle just gets the heal off. We're going to see an Abyss Tentacle come into play. Probably... Oh, so we are going to see a Selene. However, with that Blinding Beetle, we are going to get an additional action off of that Twilight Hour. Discard the Lunar Shrieker to draw 2 cards. We pick up a Pathfinder, which is really good. We're just going to pass draw. Tidal Shift is an amazing card for healing if we need it with our Black Hole in hand. But all the Abyss packages that we have in hand, this game could be over real quick. The Dreadful Hour. That's what it's called. Not Twilight Hour. Dreadful Hour. I apologize. Lays Abyss Shade. Picks up that Vortex Plains, but we're going to lay another Tentacle down. Seleni's ability, getting us an additional action with the Dreadful Hour here. So many cards to choose from for discarding. Tidal Shift goes away, draws 2 cards. We have another Vortex Plains. Going to go ahead and lay the 1 and pass. Fatal Zeph looking at his discard pile, wondering what he's got left to do. An Umbron Marauder comes in to hit for 6, and a Corvus Conspiracy. Sepe doing whatever he can at this point to try and stay in the battle, but it does look like Fatal Zeph, with how strong his board is with those Vortex Plains, now the Shade Whirler allowing 2 actions a turn. And with the Dreadful Hour getting additional actions, I think this is game. Even without... Oh, we did need the second ability trigger because he's at 1. So we're going to discard the Vortex Plains. Now we're going to get the ability trigger off of the Skyrider, which will trigger the 4 damage. And I believe that is game. Very powerful deck. I think that's actually the first time we saw Fatal Zeph use the Dreadful Hour in that deck. Or need to, at least. On to game 2 against Sepe. And it looks like Sepe is going to stick with Nature. And Fatal Zeph is going to go into Tempest. And I believe this is the Tempest OTK deck. With the Empowered Implant, if I'm not mistaken. He's actually discarding... Oh, he's putting back his Shade Ripper. That's right. This is not Selene, this is Tempest. I forgot. So we're going to put back that Shade Ripper, pick up the Tantosian Blacksmith. Much better use out of our item if we can get it in for free without having to play it. Sepe is just putting on the aggression right now, but with how much defense this Tempest deck has, with Ramparts, with the Tyrax Fixers, is there volume on this? Do you actually have music? None that's on here. Okay. He must be listening to some songs on the headphones. Fatal Zeph putting in the Shade Ripper again. Hammer on Enforcer, removing those 2 powerful buffs that Nature has without letting anything hurt him. Sepe could. He is known to just go ahead and lay any card in his hand to try and get pressure out. He could pass draw here soon. Another Mantix Tunneler is going to hit the board. And we're going to pass draw. Time Shifter puts it back with Tempest. As we did see, we're picking up the Ossification as well as the Gurgling Ooze and the Empowered Implant. The only thing we're missing is the Dripping Dagger and a Dust Talon Assassin. There we go. I should be back now. I don't know why my mic does that. I don't know why. So all we're missing now is an explosive card for the Higgs Fusion to be paid for, and the Dripping Dagger and the Dust Talon Assassin. But with Sepe at 32, we're fine if we're sitting at 33. Anything above 33 and it's not an OTK, Ashwood Nurture is looking for a Vicious Scale Fang. Put that in the hand. Sepe is now ready for the next few turns. Fatal Zeph, however, with that Ramparts out, knows that he's got a few turns to kind of bide his time. That Blacksmith will definitely help us look for our Dripping Dagger, which is exactly what he's going to be doing. We might even see a Gurgling Ooze come into play shortly. There is the assassin. All we're missing now is an explosive card, and this game is done. I don't think Sepe, unless he plays the Moss Ridge, unless he plays a Moss Ridge defender, Sepe doing whatever he can to get rid of that, try to push damage through. He knows that Fatal Zeph is a very long game player. We got to go fast. We got to put the damage on as soon as we can. If we can delay him at all, I think that might be his plan to do it. We did toss our only mechanical card, but picking up 2 more is a great way to do that. We're going to put on another Ramparts here, stay a little defensively as we can, while looking for our last few pieces of the puzzle. Seeking Creeble's going to bypass some damage reduction, get past that Ramparts as best it can. Fatal Zeph now at 16. We did just toss away our Fixer, but with the Ramparts out, we're tossing away the Giga Blender as well. We do have the Time Shifter in case we need to pull a Fixer back, so it's fine to do that as well. There's the actual Nitro Heal that we need for the Higgs Fusion, so we are set to go for next turn. Fatal Zeph wondering if he wants to play the Abyss Tentacle. Decides to go on the Gurgling Ooze, realizes he doesn't want to put the Moss Ridge out, does not want him to have any sort of defense. Nantix Tunneler trying to get as much damage through as possible, putting Fatal Zeph at 12. But I don't think Sepe has what he needs in nature with not being able to allow buffs on board to finish this game out before Fatal Zeph goes for the OTK here. He found his combo very quickly. Now remember to put them into play in the right order. There we go. Powered Implant right next to Obfuscation with the Ramparts to prevent the damage. Next turn we're going to see 33 damage in 1 turn. Insane. We also can put the Abyss Tentacles into play for even more damage. I mean, that's 35 with the Tentacle. If we need to, but it doesn't look like we do. Fatal Zeph is going to do it anyway. You know what? If you're going to go big, you better go big. So the Empowered Implant's going to hit for 15. Off of that 2. Dust Down Assassin hits for 3. Triggers the Implant again for another 15. And that is game. Very powerful deck. Very powerful games by Fatal Zeph. On to his week 7. This one, I believe, is what I saw against Egg Rolls. Can we get a 1.25 speed increase in game? Oh, man, if we only could. If we only could. So, Fatal Zeph against Egg Rolls. Egg Rolls playing a hero that we actually don't get to see that often. Fatal Zeph still playing with Selene. Very powerful deck. Selene's brought him a lot of victories in this past tournament. Egg Rolls, however, putting a Draga Scorcher into play. He might be going a more aggressive approach. All I'm doing is looking up what the hero's name is. Krub the Collector. That's who it is. Draw 1 card when any of your crystal buffs are about to be removed by another hero. We have Fatal Zeph equipping that Tantosian Blacksmith and the Pathfinder on the Draga Scorcher. Really nice defensive play. Still holding on to another Pathfinder and the Gravity Bubble with the Black Hole for payment. We got our Shade Ripper into place. So we're sitting on a Tentacle and a Shade in hand with the Selene ability. Fatal Zeph. I don't know. Maybe Fatal Zeph might just pass draw here. There's not a whole lot of cards he would want to get rid of. He might ditch the Pathfinder under Selene, but the Pathfinder against a deck who is very buff heavy might be very powerful. So we might just go ahead. Looks like we are going to see the Shade go away to pick up another Blacksmith, which is going to put our Skyrider into play. Or Seeking Crab Staff. We're not running Skyrider in this build. Interesting. Very interesting. We might have changed it knowing that Egg Rolls Mountain could potentially run Mountain Breaker. Or, not Mountain Breaker. Shattering Blast. Well, it's still going to remove that item anyway. I don't know. Maybe there were people who were finally teching in item removal that we switched to the Sleepy Crab Staff. Go ahead and Necro Dreadling. We have been discarding quite a few of our key cards. Necro Dreadling's going to pull back a lot. We have the Moonlight Burrower to really get a good turn next. Mountain Breaker is coming into play. Not able to be removed with that Pathfinder. However, it could just be a good turn to Pathfinder that Prism Cannon before it hurts. We're going to pull the Blacksmith into play. Very interesting play. Probably just to discard the Blacksmith, I would assume. It is a dead card now. We have both our items equipped. Selene get that draw. We're going to take 8 damage. Mountain Fort. I did not even see that Krub equipped the Aqua Dart. I did not even see that. I apologize. I must have been looking at him while he equipped the item. So he does have water equipped now as well. Selene going to use the ability. Trying to get as much through that Mountain Fort as possible. We're going to actually ditch the Pathfinder. We do have the Black Hole. That Archaeologist is going to be amazing to restart our Abyss Tentacle. And the Dreadful Hour gets picked up as well. We might be seeing a Black Hole turn to get rid of that Mountain Fort. We could not. Fatal Zeph does have plenty of ways of dealing damage to get that thing out of there. It would only remove the Mountain Fort, not the Mountain Breaker. Here comes another Mountain Breaker as well. A lot of really good four-corner buffs from Mountain. Guys, can we just talk about the new archetype the Mountain's going to do with four-corner buffs? I gotta say, it's going to be amazing. Selene using the Selene ability. Discarding the Archaeologist to draw 2 cards. Picking up another Tentacle. Probably not wanting to put it into play as there's no reason to as of yet. Picking up another Pathfinder. Now that is a good play. Getting rid of that Mountain Fort so we can apply some major damage. Flame Chained Warrior is probably going to turn that Vortex Plains so it gets rid of the big spike damage that Fatal Zeph. And another Prism Cannon comes into play. Vortex Plains goes out. Fatal Zeph probably really hoping that Pathfinder's going to be able to remove 2 strong buffs. With Vortex Plains being rotated out, we don't have that option anymore. We're going to discard a Tentacle. Draw 2 cards. Picks up another Vortex Plains and another Necro Dreadling. Trying to figure out what he has left in his discard pile. So we have Vortex Plains and an Abyss Tentacle, if I'm not mistaken, for buffs to bring back with Reality Rift. We are going to bring back some very defensive cards. Leave the buffs in there. The Reality Rift is going to be a key part to his plan, if I'm not mistaken. With him only having 2 buffs in there, being able to manipulate that to get to draw a card off of it. However, Fatal Zeph is looking at 6 damage and another 8 after that. He is very close to dying with not a whole lot of healing. Umbra and Barkeep is going to allow Egg Rolls to draw 2 cards. And a third Mountain Breaker. Looks like we're going to Selene away some cards. Get rid of that Mountain Fort. Ditch our Dreadful Hour. Which is definitely now going to be played with the Reality Rift to get all of those cards back into play. Blinding Beetle is going to come in, make sure none of that attack stuff is going to happen to us. Defends really good right there. Go down to 13. We have 8 damage and 6 damage coming in. We do have a Pathfinder, however, if we decide to go that route. It might just be that time. Reality Rift is going to be the card to do, however. Vortex Plains. We are going to reveal it. What a card to draw. Restarting our Abyss Tentacle. I believe we got the additional action from the Dreadful Hour, if I'm not mistaken. Because Reality Rift does not get you additional action anymore. It just draws you a card. So I believe the additional action came from the Dreadful Hour, as the top card was Astral. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we did Pathfinder away that Prism Cannon to avoid a lot of burst damage. No healing yet. But with few attack cards in hand, as the Blinding Beetle did take care of quite a lot of it, we're going to see a Mountain Fort come down from Egg Rolls. 2 additional actions from Dreadful Hour. That's what it was. Thank you, TS. We are going to put an Abyss Shade into play, draw a Moonlight Burrower. Another Blinding Beetle is going to come in, make sure there's no buff removal or attacks. That'll be our turn. We'll take 6 damage. We healed for a little bit, so we're at 8. But with knowing there's no attacks, the threat of burst damage is unlikely. Another Prism Cannon is going to hit the board. We could see a Vortex Plains hit now. Looks like the Lunar Shrieker is going to be played for additional action, along with Pathfinder to remove those 2 buffs. Yes, because he laid Reality Rift and then got 2 additional actions, it looked like. Or at least 1 additional action. But that is going to be plenty of damage coming through from Fatal Zeph here. With that Vortex Plains after the Mountain Breaker gets killed. He decides to not go for the kill with the Yokona Archaeologist and instead heal. Oh, he can't because he already used his gravity. That is correct. Oh, he moved the tentacle into the play. That's how he got the action. Okay. Thank you very much for the clarification. I was a little confused on that. With it going at 1.25 speed, I'm trying to keep up with everything, and I'm like, wait, how did he get additional action? I don't... Okay. Was it the Dreadful Hour? Because I know that gives additional actions. But no, it was the tentacle being moved into play. That's how he got the additional action. Thank you. Thank you for helping me clarify that. I do apologize. Yeah, when the games go so fast, it's like, wait, did I miss something? How did that happen? But it was the Abyss Tentacle that came into play that got him that additional action. On to game number 2. Against Egg Rolls. Looks like it's Tempest versus Blacktail. Looks like both players are going very slow at this starting here. Nothing needed to race too much. We do pick up a Shade Ripper, but we probably want to use it with that Blacksmith. There it is. So we might next turn see the Tempest to put the Shade Ripper back into the Blacksmith to equip the Shade Ripper for free. But then that would mean a defense is on top for Egg Rolls to start using his ability. But there is not a whole lot of attacks outside of Hammer Down Enforcer. This might just come down to speed on if Egg Rolls' Blacktail ability can come out with the victory. Umbra and Barkeep allowing him to draw 2 cards, put that Defend on top. We do have the ability trigger if we need it, but that Ramparts is going to stop a lot of the damage, so it almost becomes negligible. That Ramparts is preventing a lot of damage from Blacktail to just come in and soak it up. Tempest is going to put some cards back, drawing 2. We're still looking for a lot of combo pieces here. We have the Higgs Fusion. We have the Dusttalon Assassin. We are missing Obfuscation. We are missing a Tentacle in case we wanted to go for the... Oh, no, we already have a Tentacle. We're missing Dusttalon Assassin, Obfuscation, and Empowered Implant, if I'm not mistaken. We're also missing payment for the Higgs Fusion. So, quite a bit here as we're sitting on 23. The Ramparts is almost gone. We do have a Blastproof Defender to put in if we need it to stay alive. We have several healing cards like Giga Blender and Tyrax Fixer. We're going to put Beast in so a Thunder Slug does not come down to ruin this. Looks like Egg Rolls is deciding what he wants to do. They both have a very large hand size, probably knowing that they're going to have to come in one big swing. Creeble Decoy hits the board, preventing him from attacking, but if he... That actually might slow down the OTK if that buff is not removed. You're right, he is missing the Dripping Dagger, Rocket Star. He is missing the second item as well. I did forget about that. You need Dripping Dagger if you want to use Obfuscation. So Blacktail is going to use his ability, get some chip damage in there as well. Tempest still probably looking for anything we can do here. We're going to have to put some cards back. The Dust Talon Assassin we put back. But that Crushing Charger was huge against Egg Rolls. His entire hand goes back to the deck. He has to draw 5 cards. Start all over. Yeah, because, I mean, if he can't get that ooze out with poison, that Fortune Master preventing the Thunder Slugs is just really good. It also prevents him from attacking with those Thunder Slugs as well. Or attacking with any beast. So you can't Crystal Leech if you're playing against Mountain. It's just a really nice one. Tempest putting Steel Fortification back. We don't necessarily need it at this point. Still looking for a lot of our other cards. Necro Dreadling, we're going to heal a little bit. We are taking quite a bit of damage. And the Fortune Master, Ramparts, and Crushing Charger are very good cards in this matchup against Egg Rolls 13. As he is holding quite a bit of cards in hand. Umbron Barkeep going to draw more cards. If that Charger comes back, it's back to square one for Egg Rolls again. We did see defend. Could we see another Blacktail ability? Spark Wisp was going to come in, deal some nice damage there as well. The pressure isn't on Fatal Zeph too much to need to heal, but as soon as he gets below 15, those Tyrax Fixers are going to be very handy. The emergency system to remove attack cards is very good as well here, which is exactly what we're going to be seeing. That Living Cloud would have been very powerful against Fatal Zeph. Fresh and have a good one. See you next week, man. So Blacktail is going to rotate out that Blastproof Defender with its ability, and we're just going to pass and draw. We're at 16, not quite down there at 15, but discarding cards to heal for 10. We are going to get rid of our Tantosian Blacksmith. Toss away the Fixer. We do have Time Shifters to pull those back. Getting another emergency generator is huge here. We now have Higgs Fusion, payment for Higgs Fusion, and the Empowered Implant. We're missing our Dripping Dagger, and we're missing our Obfuscation. We do have the Dust Talon Assassin in hand as well. However, it is our only attack card, so if we keep it that way, we won't have to worry too much about the Creeble Decoy. We're ditching the generator. We did pick up a Charger, which is very big, as we immediately see him look and see what hand size is at. Egg Roll's staring at a Ramparts, wondering if it's worth it, just pass draw here. That is exactly what he does. Crushing Charger is now online. I'm sure Fatal Zeph is already hovering over that card. Looks like we're going to Tempest first the Necro Dreadling. See if we can pick any other combo pieces up. Anti-Magic Pulse is a nice grab. We may not want to overvalue our Crushing Charger yet. We do have Ramparts on 2 more corners. Egg Rolls could just pass draw at this point, but it looks like we are going to go ahead and do that. Try and block as much damage from that moat as possible. However, now we need to find the Dust Talon Assassin again, as that Creeble Decoy did toss it back into our deck. We're going to toss back a Fixer, pick up 2, an E-System and a Necro Dreadling. Nothing much that we really need. We're still missing quite a few pieces of cards here. Observatory comes down. It looks like Egg Rolls might be planning on having a very big spike turn. However, Fatal Zeph does have another Ramparts in hand. He could also E-System to toss some attack cards away, play really defensive here. We are still missing quite a bit of our combo pieces, so maybe now is not the time to do that. Necro Dreadling does get tossed back. We do pick up a Hammer Down Enforcer. Very good. However, the Ramparts might just be better right now. It looks like the E system is going to be the card we do as we toss back one attack card. Not as much as probably we were hoping for. But a Lunar Shrieker is going to pull back that Spark Wisp. Umbron Barkeep is going to heal for 4. And the Living Cloud is going to come in for 8 damage. We are now at 14, which means that Tyrax Fixer is fully online as well. Ramparts is going to come down, however, and we're just going to keep Tempesting away. Hammer Down Enforcer goes away as there's no buffs really that we're that upset about. Mari Bard is going to hit the board, which means that Ramparts is not blocking anything. Spark Wisp comes in for the full 7. Now's the time for that Tyrax Fixer to hit the board. We could put a second Ramparts out, but it looks like the healing is going to be much more effective. As we go back up to 14, the Ramparts still would have been under the Mari Bard. My apologies. My apologies on that. So we're sitting here at 14. 3 damage coming in as there's no attack on top. Do we have the extra damage that we need? Is Fatal Zeph going to be able to stall and stay alive in this? Looks like he's just going to pass draw. Ramparts is still dead for 1 turn. Tempest going to go ahead and do its thing. So we do have the Steel Fortification. Giga Blender is going to heal for 10, getting us right back up to 21. Egg Rolls now realizing that he almost had him, but so much healing out of this Tempest deck. Now we're sitting at another Ramparts in hand. Egg Rolls decided to just pass draw. Tempest now back at its game plan of ditching cards back, looking for combo pieces again. We need the Dripping Dagger and we need Obfuscation. There's one Shade Ripper. Unless we took out Obfuscation in this build and we are running Steel Fortification. Unless we're doing that. Here comes a Vortex Plains. Egg Rolls hopefully going to have a really nice swing turn. It looks like we are with Anti-Magic Pulse. The only buff rule here is Thunderslug, so Anti-Magic Pulse actually is the build we want to play against for Storm. And then Fortune Master is going to come in just in case he has a way of removing this with his beast cards. Next turn, we will be able to Abyss... Oh, actually, no. The Fortune Master was to make sure that Abyss Tentacle gave us the additional action. Because we do need a Shade or Shadow buff for Abyss Tentacle to come in for this turn to go off. And then this will be 25 or 35 damage. Apologies. And Egg Rolls coming oh so close. Going oh so close. So there is a variance in this deck, and he probably changed this deck up to play against more Storm type than the last ones. So great games by Fatal Zeph in there as well. Looks like we have Access Deny versus OFC. And we have both games. So we're going to go ahead and open these all up. If we can. Go ahead to... I'm looking at the wrong game. Okay. Oh, they're on YouTube. He uploaded them in the wrong order. That's what happened. So I need to come... open this up. Okay. Made it easier for the players. Thank you, OFC. I appreciate that. Okay, I believe... I'm going to just go ahead and pause these two games so we can get the speed right. So we can do both these at 1.25. All right. I hope I get it right. So Blacksmith is going to hit the board here, getting our tome up for access deny. Yeah, I changed the builds to deal with Mountain and Storm Beast buff removal. Not bad, Fatal Zeph, not bad. You know your deck's inside and out, man. Looks like both players just passing and drawing. There we go. I think I was like 2 seconds off. Did I put it at 1.5? Did I really? I thought they were both 1.25. 1.25, 1.25. No, they're both at 1.25. So Blacksmith is going to come into play. We are going to see the Time Wrench come down for OFC's Rotbeard. Eternal Hunter is going to bring in our Shaded Recruiter. We're going to go ahead and play that card for free to look for 2 Creeble cards. We got a Creeble Stunt Double and a Shadehoof Scapegoat. Very powerful maneuvering off of OFCs here. Access tonight, however, playing Sora, doing a lot of really fun synergies with Sora's ability. Delivery Crab into Pass. Okay. Not a lot of people laying buffs as of yet, so those Thunder Slugs are looking pretty boring in the hand. Poison Spray is going to hit the board. Oh no, Burst of Venom is going to hit, paying with Poison Spray. So we have 8 damage. Access denied down to 20. OFC, everyone is playing very aggressively at this point. Looks like Shaded Recruiter is going to pick up a Sneaky Creeble and a Shadehoof Scapegoat. And Tantosian's going to put in that Skyrider. Very nicely done. Having some nice discard effects with all of the Creeble cards like Shadehoof Scapegoat and whatnot. Bubblefish, however, sitting there preventing OFC from really doing anything. Access deny, pass drawing, picking up 2 Beast Callers. Looks like we're going to see a Beast-centered Wind deck from Access. Really interesting. Sneaky Creeble coming in, passing the Bubblefish with the 4 damage. Getting some really nice damage through here. Beast Caller now comes down. Bubblefish is going to rotate out unless we somehow remove that buff, which, if we look at OFC's hands, there is no path or no Shadow Puppet in hand. So that Beast Caller is going to stick down with the Bubblefish. However, Roaming Zombie hitting the board could spell for a lot of fun for OFC. Bubblefish will leave. Zombie was for Soul of War. I like it, man. I like it a lot. Thunderslug is going to hit the board, removing that zombie. We have not seen a whole lot of buffs. That's probably a good choice for that Thunderslug to get as much value as possible. Bubblefish now coming down. We are seeing several beast buffs now hit the board. OFC doing a... Oh, was it another Sneaky Creeble or just passed? I think it just passed. We have a Gust Frog coming in, setting up for a really nice combo turn with Shifting Winds if nothing happens. Shadow Puppet now coming down, removing the 2 potentially threatening buffs. However, another Beast Caller is looking like it's going to hit the board as Access Deny is already hovering over it. We're not going to rotate that Bubblefish out. Beast Caller is going to come in along with the Safety Crab. Over to OFC. OFC, we are going to go ahead and lay Devour Soul. Or not. Looked like we were going to. The payment was always going through, but it did not affect it. Looks like Devour Soul is going to be the one played here. Removing that Beast Caller with all the beast buffs that are coming into play, you do not want Access Denied to get a very, very heavy hand size advantage against you with Storm. OFC looking really good with his Rotbeard deck. Might be time for Shifting Winds. Looks like it is. Paying with Biting Blizzard. So we're going to get that 5 healing in. And the Guard Snail is going to come down. Or at least be drawn. Sorry. My apologies. I'm talking so fast, it's ridiculous. So as we see here, OFC is looking through his discard pile, trying to figure out what he wants to do. As Axis is doing the same thing. We're going to Eternal Hunter. Again, into a Shady Recruiter. Play that Shady Recruiter for free. Really just cycle through our deck as fast as possible. Pick up our last 2 Creeble cards. We're going to Creeble Stunt Double, discarding the Scapegoat. For a total of 5 damage, drawing 2 cards. Axis is now at 13. However, he is going to heal for quite a bit here. He's going to heal for 2. I guess the Shifting Winds is going to deal 5 damage. But OFC at 35, almost but a tickle to him at this point. Guard Snail is going to come down. Along with a Bramble Spike Caretaker. Safety Crab is going to come back in. Looks like OFC is wondering what he wants to do here. There's several buffs. He is holding onto a Shadow Puppet. Corrupted Spirit, we're going to do 3 damage, draw a card. We are almost down to his last limbs, though, however. Picks up a 3rd Eternal Hunter. I'm not sure if there's any more Shady Recruiters in the deck, however. So that Eternal Hunter might just have to use for combo payment. The Shadow Puppet is going to hit the board, removing any sorts of healing that he would have. Axis giving him a well played. Drawing 2 cards off that Shifting Winds. Still sitting at 30, however, he does not have a whole lot of healing. Bramble Spike Caretaker could heal for 4 if he is desperate. Seven damage OFC, I apologize. 1 from Rotbeard, I forgot about that. The Giddy Gas Bag, rotating a combo backwards, dealing 5 more damage. And the Bramble Spike Caretaker. Looks like we're just going to see the 3 healing coming in. As we go back to OFC here, Horrific Manifestation, 10 damage. Putting back Biting Blizzard from the hand. Putting Axis down to 6. OFC, very powerful hand. With that Epic Banquet, could bring back a lot of the Creebles he's been discarding. We're going to pick up a Bubblefish, which is very good for Access Deny right now, as he is on his last legs. Which is what we're going to be seeing. New reveal from Mud. Did Mud finally get his last one? Yes! Did Mud finally get his last Astro card that they missed? There'd be another... Is it really another combo Astro Mill? Okay, well, I'll have to look at it after this game. So OFC playing the Epic Banquet, drawing another Epic Banquet. Man, he is getting all of his Creeble cards back. This deck is very well designed for discarding all those Creeble cards with the Creeble Stunt Double. I love the inclusion of time in here. I think it's a great addition. He just cycles through his deck so quickly. Axis Deny picks up a Crushing Rapids. Epic Banquet again, putting back more Creeble cards and drawing a card. Umbran Informant is going to help us draw all those cards again. We did pick up an Eternal Hunter. As we decided before, I think he's out of the... cannot think of the word. Looks like Access just passed through, trying to find something here. He did pick up a delivery crab. But that poison spray, preventing him from healing while it's on the top, that could be huge for this game. We are sitting another bubblefish, but that delivery crab is now going to not heal him at all. Having that poison spray on top was big. As Axis is now looking at it, realizing that he can't heal, delivery crab is right on top. He needs to find something to do. OFC giving him the good game. Sneaky Creeble bypassing all damage reducing effects. Great game. Great game by both players. All right, let's take a look. Event Horizon. Gravity, Gravity, Lunar. Discard the top 3 cards of your target's deck. Gain 2 additional actions. Your target's buffs are dormant. What even is this buff? What is this combo buff? Dude, this is amazing. You have got to be kidding me right now. Are you for real? This thing looks insane. 3 costs, discard the top 3 cards of your target's deck, and then you get 2 additional actions to do, you know, whatever you want to with your Gravity and Lunar now on top, so you can play some of that Solar mill more cards. Dude, why is Astral Mill going to be so dominant? I mean, we still have like an entire week full of reviews, but it looks like Astral Mill is like the best archetype to come out of this entire set. And Astral was already one of the top sets. What is, oh my god, what is even happening? This is insane, dude. Dude, Mutton, you're like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine if we don't get a reveal. It's fine. No, you go get this reveal for us. You get us and you take us to the Event Horizon, man. This is nuts. Dude, this is so cool. Oh my word. Oh. Screw you, Drago Hoarders, right? At this point, why play anything else? Jovi, I don't know. I really don't know. With how strong and potent Astral Mill is going to be, like, I don't know what else could combat it. Because the moment you mill someone's combo of their deck, like, oh, okay, well, there was the combo. There was the big thing on my deck. What do I do? Like, what happens? This just looks insane. This looks insane. Dude, Event Horizon is amazing. There are so many good Astral Mill cards that we've gotten. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why people would want to try and play anything else with how potent that is. Oh my word. Oh my word, my man. Okay, I kind of closed out of OFC's game, so 1 second. On to week 2. Get the time right. Play back at the right speed. Now we'll go into this. Look for game 2. Alright, everyone will be drawing cards. Casual gonna suck, but they might be spread out for set rotations in ranked. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the Astral Mill looks insane right now, dude. Axis Deny playing with Green Sprout and OFC playing with Sky Slayer Vandal. Now, Axis Deny's Green Sprout deck has been surprisingly aggressive with how just much potential damage it puts out with nature buffs. OFC has been seeing a lot of really good spike damage with his inclusion of Animal in his Sky Slayer Vandal to get those really good swing turns. But we'll see. We have OFC pass drawing right now, probably looking for his Animal item But Axis and I is... Oh, he's also past drawing. I was going to say, he could just push the pressure right now. We're looking at a Beast Control. We're looking at Mantic's Hatchlings, Corvid Conspiracies. We are going to put down a Dawnstalker. Dawnstalker here is pretty good. Resourceful Sipid next to our buff that's about to expire. Maybe a Mosswood Shimmer Rider? Looks like we're going to go with Corvid Conspiracy instead. We're going to get as much damage on the board as possible right now. The Mosswood Shimmer Rider would probably just spend more hand manipulation, not damage, and we are looking for damage right now. We did lay the Twilight Oracle, only healing for 2, but the Ice Feather Mystic is going to spin, hit for 10, and get us an additional action because we drew a card this turn. So OFC is very good planning on that part, picking up a Moonlight Burrower. Still looking for that animal item, however. And that Resourceful Sip is going to heal us for 2, deal 3, draw a card, get our entire engine going here. Stumpdrift Shaman being laid to heal us up for a little bit. And it looks like Mantic's Hatchlings is also going to hit the board. If we know anything about Vandal, it's that he's a very spike damagey, which means that Hatchlings is going to start chipping away several times over before any damage starts coming through. We do have Solar on top. The Moonbeak Corvid is going to start hitting for damage, but it does look like we have a Moss Ridge Defender to stop the first 3. And Green Sprout just doing what he does best, and that's applying pressure. As we see OFC trying to figure out what to do. Gravity Bubble is a huge card right now. We don't have a lot of damage prevention, so that's a lot of damage coming through our way if Gravity Bubble is going to hit. Looks like we're thinking about it. It does look like OFC decides to pass draw here. Just let the board state go. Green Sprout already giving him the good game. Territorial Dominance in hand. I bet he was hoping that was going to deal 5 damage. Yep, he did miscount. Hoping that was 5 damage, not hand disruption. We could cut the Conspiracy down. Wait for next turn for the Territorial Dominance. Exactly what we're doing. Pass drawing. Two damage coming through past that Moss Ridge. Blinding Beetle going to move some attack cards back. Huge swing as OFC giving him the thanks, probably for the premature good game. Knew that he had something in his hand to clear it out. Still looking here for any animal cards as well. We have a lot of buffs expiring next to this one. Heal drawing for 2, healing for 4. That Resourceful Sipid doing its work. 3 damage. Looks like we're going to go with Beast Control after all. With a Spirit Mob in hand. I believe that is 6 because you do have more buffs than your opponent. Spirit Mob is a very powerful card. Gravity Bubble is going to go ahead and hit here to remove that huge threat of the animal combo. Take some damage, but having that board be cleared off is really nice. Looks like a Spirit Mob's still going to hit for 6, but not having the Superior Soul for Reckless Spirit to be the game ender kind of stings. We do have it if no healing comes on. Starhorn Tusker is going to heal for 2. Killing away that Mantic's Hatchlings. However, OFC does look like he's done, as the Reckless Spirit is going to get this game over. And Axis and I gives the good game. Not missing lethal that time. Going into game 3 of 3. pause that. We'll try and find this game to catch up. Try and time it right. So we have Axis Denies Sora deck versus OFC's Skyslayer Vandal deck. We have a safety crab coming down. OFC given a pass draw. Picks up an Astronomer with that Ice Feather Mystic in hand is a great synergistic combo. However, 2 Thunder Slugs in hand means that that's probably not the best solution that's going to happen. We are still going to see it come down as Astronomer hits the board. And we're going to pass, getting a really good card draw next turn if Axis Deny decides to not Thunder Slug it. Axis did see this deck before. He may decide that it's worth it to let the board go and kill those heavy damaging buffs. However, card draw looks like it's not in his favor as the OFC gets taken down. We're going to pass draw 1. Still looking for our animal or our forest item as well. OFC pass drawing, realizing he's not going to get any card draw off of that anytime soon. 2 Ice Feather Mystics not in his future. As the safety crab does go away, we're putting out another one for Axis Deny. Pass drawing, still looking for our forest item. Getting 2 Bubble Fishes. Our hand is very defensive. Not a whole lot of proactive right now, so it looks like OFC does have time to come back into this. Pathfinder to remove the safety crab is a nice touch. Make sure his card draw is not down. It looks like that's what he's trying to do right now, is replenish his hands. So an Astronomer for a safety crab. Pass draw picks a Moonlight Burrower. We might just see a pass draw. Axis Deny still looking for what he needs. The Blacksmith to get that forest item into play is exactly what he was looking for now. We do see OFC go ahead and lay the Moonbeat Corvid and the Starhorn Tusker. Good synergistic play here. That Corvid is going to hit for a lot of damage. Is it worth Thunder Slugging? I don't know. Bubblefish is going to come down, preventing a lot of the damage. Tantosian Blacksmith is probably going to equip our forest item as well. The Wild Root coming into play here. And a pass draw. Let that Bubblefish soak up as much damage as it can, making that one Corvid negligible, as he knows there are a lot of more potentially threatening buffs out there that OFC can toss down. OFC pass drawing, still looking for his item as well. Bubblefish preventing a lot of damage still. Looks like we might just pass draw. Could Bramble Spike Caretaker? Not needing to yet. We have a Guard Snail and a Mari Bar being picked up. 3 Beast Callers. I believe one of those Beast Callers will be dropped next turn, as it will go next to the Bubblefish. And the Corvid will rotate out, which is a beast as well. Axis and I getting a very good matchup against us with that Beast Caller. OFC just pass drawing as well in his turn, as we saw. Looks like we're just going to pass. Let the beasts rotate out. Get as much value off that Beast Caller as we can. Picking up a Gust Frog. Dawnstalker is going to hit the board here. Looks like we will pass. We do have a Twilight Oracle into an Ice Feather Mystic turn, which is really nice. Still not finding that animal item. Thunderslug is going to remove this buff, as we have seen it hit for 10. Very powerful, very strong. Don't want OFC to come back and have a huge swing turn with 10 damage plus more. We're going to pass, just let the board right out. We have, like I said, a very defensive hand. Nothing too aggressive right now as need be, but a Moonbeat Corvid is going to come down. Now, mind you, that is a beast buff. We're going to hit for 7. Just get as much damage as we can through right now. But that Beast Caller is going to allow Axis to draw several cards. I would have almost not Thunderslug that if I had the option, but unfortunately Thunderslug does say that you have to remove it, which is why OFC was actually okay with that being removed instead of expiring. Bubblefish is going to come down here into a pass draw. We're being very defensive. It looks like we're waiting for a lot of our combos to utilize the damage output of our deck. Oh, did he? I thought Thunderslug said you had to remove it. I didn't think it was an option. I didn't think it was an option. If it is, then Axis is moving very quick, yes. Thunderslug going away, being able to draw a card. Gust Frog as well coming down along with a Guard Snail. It looks like he might have enough for Rolling Thunder next turn. Actually, I don't think he does. I think he's missing Lightning. So Black Hole is going to be paid for OFC right now. Clearing off that massive board of his. And applying 6 damage. OFC, even though he does not have his animal item, still able to apply a lot of pressure with this board. 10 damage getting through. 7 damage actually getting through with that Bubblefish. 10 damage in total from the 2 cards. The whole board is now gone. Axis and I giving the well played. He still has some ways out of this as OFC is down to not a lot of resources. We could see a Beast Caller get dropped as that Dawnstalker will be rotating out next turn. Delivery Crab, heal for 3, draw a card. We're actually going to see a Bramble Spike Caretaker. Nothing really to come in, so it looks like we're going to heal for 3. Just get as much healing as possible. OFC has been known to have that spike damage. In case he had Planetary Alignment in hand, that is probably a good call for Axis Deny to make sure he's above 12. OFC going for a pass draw. Getting the Astronomer with the Ice Feather Mystic in hand. Great draw right now as his hand size is looking pretty low. We are finally going to go for more defensive play with the Bubblefish. OFC probably going to put down the Astronomer. Next turn, getting that Ice Feather Mystic is a great play to refill his hand size. Still somehow looking for that animal item. Axis and I could Delivery Crab. Heal for a bit. He could Mari Bard, prevent the Astronomer from going off. There are a lot of options here, but they're all very defensive right now. 3 damage coming through with the Gust Frog, being able to do something really nice with the combos next turn. We do pick up a Crushing Rapids. However, that Ice Feather Mystic is going to go ahead and allow us to draw 4 cards and get additional action off of it. We finally pick up our Blacksmith, allowing us to get our animal item in for OFC. Our Eagle Peak Bow. Moonlight Burrower. What do we want to get in? Looks like that Ashwood Nurturer looks for a beast buff. That's a great card to pull. We do have a Pathfinder now. That looks like the best place to do it. Moving 2 buffs. A lot of damage from Axis Denies potential threat gone. And the Lush Lost Behemoth is going to hit the board. We have seen 2 Thunder Slugs go from Access right now. We are hoping he doesn't have the 3rd one. Probably looking to see how many Thunder Slugs are in his discard pile from OFC on his screen. Delivery Crab healing, drawing a card. Trying to do anything we can to stay in this. We are still looking for more lightning for that Rolling Thunder. We did pick up a Dust Fiend, so maybe we need a second Dust Fiend. Axis Deny could not have that many lightning cards in his deck. There's a Shifting Wind coming up shortly. And a second Dust Fiend, which means Rolling Thunder is going to be into play hopefully soon. Astronomer goes out. Access, however, playing the Planetary Alignment for 12 damage plus 11. That will be game. Unfortunately, not a whole lot to do when Vandal is able to have the time it needs to search its deck and get all of these spike damage cards. Very well done by OFC. Very well built deck and good games by both players. It just seemed like Axis Deny was still looking for something a little more effective than all of those forest cards that were looking for the cards to put in, but all of his beast buffs were very defensive. Very close games by both players, though. Very well built. TS we have for his Week 7 against Adrenaline Monkey. Looks like people have already posted their Week 8 games. Oh my, so many games to go through, guys. All right. Now, Adrenaline Monkey, I don't think posts games. Am I right on that respect? Adrenaline Money. Wow, how did I read Monkey? How did I read Monkey? Dude, Adrenaline Monkey sounds so much better. Adrenaline Money, though. Let's do it. So, Adrenaline Money, passing. We're going to see TS go ahead and lay a Chimchu Infiltrator and a Wandering Starformer, getting that card draw along with 9 damage on the first opening turn. Very powerful. No monkey business here. The energetic monkey, man. However, Adrenaline, I'm going to say monkey so many times now. I have that in my head. Adrenaline Money. Soul Thiefing, healing for a little bit, getting a little bit of damage. See, I thought it was monkey too. Unless you're just joshing me, man. Unless you're pulling my chain. Twilight Oracle getting a little bit of healing and card draw. Not utilizing the Selene as much as other people have with this hero. But with all the attack cards that we have in hand, there's really no reason to go ahead and do that. We have an Astral Priest into a Militant if we need to this turn for a big 11 damage. Putting Adrenaline Money down to 18 if we so see fit. Looks like we have a Lunar Shrieker. We must have some unaligned cards. Adrenal Money. It's not Adrenaline. Adrenal Money? Oh my word. Dude, Adrenal Money, you are Adrenaline Monkey to me. That is all I can think of right now. It's not even Adrenaline. It's Adrenal. Adrenal Money. Oh man, I can never get anyone's names correct. I was calling H the Man when it's H Man the Man. Got that wrong too. Everyone seemed like, who are these people? They're not, I don't know who these people are. Are they a knockoff? And it's actually the right person. So we do see Adrenal Money using the ability with the Font of Misfortune down. Getting some really good chip damage in with the buff state that we have in. Speeds up to 1.25. Names go crazy. So we have Pathfinder coming in, removing that font and that Abyss Tentacle. Turning off Makia's ability. Here comes a Shade. Gorge Stalker is going to hit the play. The media is going to come down. Looks like we're going to see a Black Hole as we see Adrenal Money. His entire board is going to get killed off right now. 3 cards in hand, but TS only has 2. However, Selene is very good at refilling their hand, as we've seen in the past few games. It's true. My turtle was a sheep for 2 weeks. I'm the best streamer when my audience is just whoever I want them to be at this point. And it looks like Horrific Manifestation from Adrenal Money is going to come down. 1 card in the hand, 19 to 17. However, TS, we could have seen the Duskfeeder there if we needed to heal for a little bit, but TS is feeling quite fine, as a matter of fact. Feels no reason to apply any pressure. Draga Hunter is going to come down. Twilight Oracle is probably going to be played here as well for 2 healing. Draw a card, hopefully another 2. Yep. I mean, I say whatever names I want to. You guys just have to be the filter for me. That's all it is. Alright, we picked up an Astral Priest and a Chimchu Militant. Looks like we have enough damage for lethal here if Adrenal Money does not find any sort of healing. The Duskfeeder comes down. We have 9 damage in hand. Adrenal Money needs to find some sort of healing. Otherwise, this game is going to go to TS. And it looks like that is exactly what is happening. Okay, now I got to read some of these comments because everyone's making fun of me now. I love it. I love it. Back when I was OFC Frou-Frou, you threw in the R. Oh yeah, I thought you were Orc Frou-Frou. I didn't see the F. I thought it was Orc Frou-Frou. It's like, oh, Orc Frou-Frou. Orc Frou-Frou's here. Oh, it's OFC. Never mind. Yeah, Ranglathor, I got yours. Yours is a very unique name. It's very hard to mess up Ranglathor. Great game. Great game 1. Oh, all I can think of is Adrenaline Monkey now. Just all I can. I shortened my name for you. Oh, you're so kind. You asked. you tell Shives you did it for me? I feel so honored. Like, he messed up my name so many times. I'm just making it easy for him. It's OFC from now. You guys are the best. Anyway, TS with Adrenal Money. Wow, that feels so awkward to say now after Adrenaline Monkey. That sounds so much like a better gamer name, Adrenaline Monkey. Should I ask you to pronounce my other nickname? I don't know. Is it dirty? What? Cordain? Is it Cordain or Cordain? I want to say Cordain. Adrenaline Monkey just flows better. It really does. It flows off the tongue. Adrenal Money, putting out a putrid... wow. No, just done with that. It's not even reading. It's like you get like a 5-second glance at the name. What did that say? That's like what it should be. I'm gonna change my name to H the Man Man. Do it, Mud. That won't get confusing at all. All right, we finally have a really good Zelina here with Running Force, so he has access to all three. Are we running a Bumbler deck? Yes, we are indeed. All right, against Adrenal Money. Duskblade Tome is going to help us draw a card on the defend ability with Selena. We have the Umbreon Patron. We have the Mantix Weavers. Anything you could ever hope for is here. Mantix Weaver is a defend card, triggering the Tome, allowing us to Bumbler this turn and this turn alone for 8 damage. I'm so happy with the change that Benny confirmed, that he will not rotate past his last corner if you defend on it. Such a good change for a Bumbler. It might be viable now. I don't know, but we'll find out. Devour Soul, removing the Bumbler. I think you just need to concede to yes. You removed your entire deck with one combo. Game over, man. Just throw it to the wind. Adrenal Money still sitting there pretty good off his board state. Wait, it lost a corner too? It went from XX8 to... Really? It changed that much? Dude, that's amazing. However, Spirit Barrage is going to come in here, make them having to discard cards. Dude, that is insane. Mind you, I forgot that you mentioned. Can we talk about that new nature buff removal with Selena? Yes, please. That's going to be awesome, right? Maki the Unbreakable finally having a burn card on top of her discard pile. Being able to trigger a lot of her abilities. Skeletal Ward being discarded. The Blacksmith going to be played. Looking for that Shade Ripper, allowing access to Shadow. With the Shadow Puppets in hand, probably the best time to use it. Necro Dreadling healing for 3, bringing some cards back. He just immediately knew what he wanted. OFC, have a good one. Tell the wife we all say hi. Shadow Puppet coming down, removing that Spirit Barrage before we have to discard any more cards. Adrenal Monkey now with a burn card on top. He might go ahead and use... Yep. Maki the Unbreakable's ability is going to be put into use here. Abyss Tunneler still has burn on it, which means we are still going to be that 3 damage. TS is looking pretty low, but his hand is very defensive. Adrenal Monkey. I did say Monkey again, didn't I? Duskblade Tome, picking up that Mantix Weaver. 3 Mantix Weavers in hand, no Bumbler on the field. Now that is a shame and a half. Maki the Unbreakable, getting as much out of its ability as possible right now. 3 more damage. Pass and draw. Tome, healing for 1, drawing a card. Hopefully we sign... There's our Bumbler. We're going to go ahead and lay that Oh, no. We're going to lay the Soul Thief instead. Healing for 2 damage. Stay alive in this matchup, as we know that as soon as he uses that ability, there is no burn card on top for Adrenal Money. Adrenal Money knows that too, as he's pass drawing as well. TS might go ahead and lay the Bumbler this turn. Exactly what he's going to be doing. We are going to Tome as well. Heal for 1, draw a card, rotate that Bumbler. Shrine of Death is now in play. However, do we want to Spirit of Balance into Shrine of Death to heal? Or what is our game plan here? I guess we could Necrophant into Shrine of Death. And then Bumbler next turn. But it looks like we're just going to Tome. I guess we could just Tome into Shrine of Death. I don't know why I'm thinking here we need to do something else. Tome into Shrine of Death seems perfectly fine. Healing for 8. Making our Bumbler now usable next turn if Adrenal Money does not Shadow Puppet it. Font of Misfortune is going to come down. Turn on Machia again. But we're not going to utilize it. We're going to pass draw this time around. Royal Bumbler is finally going to get a very nice 8 damage through. Shadow Puppet is going to come in, removing that Font and the Abyss. No burn on top for Machia. Removing another Font of Misfortune. Very good card. Soul Thief, just healing a little bit. Adrenal Money felt threatened, I guess. Needed to heal for 4. Pass drawing. Refilling his hand as much as he can. Mantix Weaver going to come down. Getting 2 swings on that Bumbler. We could even see a Tome. Looks like Necrophant is going to be the card of choice. Bringing back a Soul. Discarding. Very beautiful cards. Discarding the Umbron Patron, which loves to be discarded to heal for 2 regardless. Very nice synergistic that TS has built in this deck. And of course, bringing back that Mantix Weaver was a very big swing turn. We're going to have a Bumbler come down, probably into a Weaver as well, getting it rotating just as fast. Next turn, we can Shrine of Death again. Spirit of Balance. That actually triggers it twice, huh? Because the Spirit of Balance, and then it plays the Defend card. I thought it acted as the Defend card. Did not know that was the interaction that happened. Very interesting. So Spirit of Balance is going to be played. We can have a Shrine of Death next turn into the Royal Bumbler. Very big swing turns. TS has been playing this very good with this Bumbler deck of his. Getting another 8 damage in there. Adrenal Money already saying good game. 2 cards in hand. Might not have the Shadow Puppet for that Bumbler. But we do have the Mantix Weaver and the Duskblade Tome next turn to get us as much Bumbler action as possible. Font of Misfortune is going to come down. Machia's ability is going to be turned on, but it may be... Well, I don't know. It is going to take... No, the Shadow Puppet is going to go ahead and remove any sort of aggression that Adrenal Money could have had. And with Zelena Breadroot, we're going to go ahead and draw a card off of that as well. We're going to Tome. Pick up another Bumbler. Because you can never have too many Bumblers. Next turn into Mantix Weaver into the Bumbler damage ability. Putting Adrenal Money at 1. Adrenal Money, 1 card in hand. Decides to just concede the game. Off to TS. Now that was some high quality Bumbler action. That game... That deck actually worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. It went against a slower opponent, yet a lot more control with Shadow Puppet. I like that build if you're Bumbler. I like that build. Was that your only Week 7 game you put up? It looks like it. It was just the one game. Or no, was it the 2? It was the 2. It was the 2. Just Bumbler was so overwhelmingly amazing. I just forgot about the first one. It was Selene. Yep, Selene was first, then into Adrenal Money. Awesome. So it looks like we have Mud Turtles Week 7 games and Rocket Stars Week 7 games. We are cruising through these guys. This is amazing. I do think the speed increase is nice. I do like that, and I think I'll continue to do that at the 1.25. I think that's an acceptable speed to do these games at. You guys played each other. Amazing. All right, good. Thank you very much for letting me know, Rocket. Let me up your speed as well. Mine's only 15 minutes total. I think his is like 14:55. So like they're both pretty similar. All right, I think I got him like maybe a second off or so, but they're pretty close. So Rockets are against Mud Turtle. I'm assuming these games go really quick. Both players being very aggressive style playing. We have Dag Battle Scout versus Charco Knight. Actually, I am going to do something really quick. I am going to switch these views because it looks like this one, the screen is a little black on the bottom, so you don't get to see the full hand size. Whereas this one, you do get to see the full hand size from Muds. So I think we're going to do that. There we go. Now both games should be resuming. This one might be a little behind. Okay, now the hands are visible by both people. Oh, okay. So we're off by a little bit. There we go. Now we're synced back up. Rocket Star says I can't play aggro. Well, you never know until you try, man. You never know until you try. So we are sitting here at Rocket Star with his Charco Knight deck. Blast Chamber Dag. You know it, man. You know it. I might need to do this just so there's not so much latency. There we go. Now we're synced up. Now we're good. Mud Turtle once again passing. Everyone here is just doing a little bit of chip damage. Just a little bit of chip damage. That Flame Chain Warrior, great play here. Really making sure that Mud Turtle cannot restart that buff. But they're both just holding onto their hands, trying to go with a huge explosive turn. Mountain Fort into Blast Bot. Who doesn't love that play? Am I right? I mean, it hasn't even happened yet, but I can only anticipate. There it is. There it is. Rocket Star could be sitting nice if he plays that Molten Fists. Oh, you couldn't restart it anyway? Oh, you didn't have damage inducing. That's right. Rocket Star trying to figure out the best line of play here. We could Magma Worm. We could Crystal Bat. I'm thinking a Molten Fist would be a mighty fine turn right now. With that Bombling hitting the board, we're going to anticipate a lot of damage coming through from attacks. That Molten Fist could be a really good way to counteract it. And it looks like that is exactly what's going to happen here. As we're tossing back the Stream of Tantos and the Magma Worm. Hammer down Enforcer. Gonna go ahead and remove those Molten Fists. Mud Turtle's then gonna pass. Mud Turtle has a very defensive hand. His combos are very aggressive. Aggressive. B-E, aggressive. Here. Magmorm is going to come down, preventing a little bit of healing as Mud Turtle is low. Hopefully that'll be enough. Tyrax Fixer is going to hit before the Magmorm actually goes online, however, and we are just going to pass and draw, picking up a Bombling. Rocketstar still doing his chip damage, has a very aggressive hand, might put down a Swift Pyre into a pass, doesn't really need to do much right now, as Mud Turtle is sitting at 19, but he does have just a lot of damage in hand. Picks up a third Flame Bat and the Stream of Tantos. We're going to put that bombing down for Mud Turtle, and we're going to pass. Hoping that the aggression from the Bombling and the cards in hand will be enough to hopefully close this out. Quantum Loop was the last minute ad. Not a bad ad. Right now, Rocketstar is going to Crystal Bat, heal for 3, deal for 3. We might just pass here for Rocketstar. That is exactly what we're going to do. Flame Chained Warrior is going to come into play. We're going to see a Creeble Racer and a Blast Bot. A lot of damage coming through here. 14 damage, or no, sorry. 11 damage. I thought, for some reason, I was like, yeah, Blast Bot's 6 damage as well. Because why not, right? We do have Quantum Loop into Piston Punch next turn if we need it. Well, Piston Punch payment with Quantum Loop and the Nitro Heal. But it looks like the Flame Chain Warrior is going to go ahead and rotate that one forward. We are not going to eat the Magma Worm. We're going to Crystal Bat instead. Really just want that Magma Worm out there to prevent him from healing. Very nice play on Rocketstar's point. Quantum Loop coming down. 10 damage. Rocket. Oh, was he at 10? Did I miss something? I thought it was at 11. Oh, no, because it increases it by how many defend cards you use. That's right. That's what Quantum Loop does. Duh. So, yes, Quantum Loop was the lethal there. Very nicely played by both players. I think we're still in sync where I don't need to touch anything. We should be good to go. Very good games. Yeah, very good games. And now we're going to see Charco Knights into Brother Skuldrin from Mud Turtle. Not a Howlock deck. Interesting. Use 2 defense. Okay, so it definitely increased it. Umbron Barkeep drawing cards into a Swift Pyre. Mud Turtle is going very aggressive as he is known to do. Rocketstar just going to pass, draw. He draws a Swift Pyre of his own. Mud Turtle pass drawing here as well. Doesn't need too much aggression as it's just the start of the game. Can do our nice little chip damage while we're drawing cards. Feels good. Swift Pyre might come down here for Rocketstar. Flame Chained Warrior going to utilize the fact that Charco Knight removes the buffs. So if he can't remove them, he can't use his ability. Swift Pyre rotating out, expiring instead of being able to sacrifice it to the Magma Worm. Pyrofiend is going to come in. Go ahead and put Swift Pyre into play. I love the commentary, guys. Brother's the best mountain hero now. Remember when people used to play Ferris? Amazing. We do see Rocketstar here with a bit of a dilemma. Very large hand size with an Umbron Barkeep. However, we are sitting on a lot of damage coming in hand. We could Flame Bat into Flame Chained Warrior. Just really start applying pressure if need be. Dump our hand for that Barkeep to be able to draw it when our hand gets low. A lot of options here for Rocketstar to think about. Looks like the Flame Chain Warrior is going to come in. No need to eat that Magworm, as it's still got a lot of damage to come through. 5 damage. The Barkeep is now online. 2 healing. Draw 2 cards. Picks up a Mountain Fort and another Swift Pyre. Very good cards. Mud Turtle somehow has all 4 combos in his hand. It's only missing 1. Decides to go ahead and lay Recarving. Pay with the Shattering Blast. Picking up a lot of resources. Essentially just a better Ferris, if you will. Drawing a card off the combo. Magworm is still going to sit and play. Rocketar pass drawing here. Picks up a Flaming Zombie and a Rock Melter. Mud Turtle with a Flame Bat into a Flame Chain Warrior. Rotating that Magworm, really making sure that Charco Knight cannot utilize his ability to deal 1 and heal 1. Rocketar now sitting at 11. We could see a Swift Pyre into a Mountain Fort. A lot of things we could see. The Mountain Fort is going to come down, and we are going to pass draw. Pick up a second Crystal Leech. However, Mud Turtle is going to use Rock Melter to get rid of that Mountain Fort entirely, along with the 5 damage that will bypass through that fort. Rocketar needing some way to defend himself, only having Aggression in his hand, sitting at 6. Ooh, that was close. Rocketar drawing a card off of that Swift Pyre, going into a Flame Bat, eating the Swift Pyre for heal 1, deal 1. I really need to do a mic. I need to do a mic. I need to do a light setup. Like, I need to save money. I really do. Crystal Leech is going to go ahead and eat that Swift Pyre, trying to prevent as much damage as possible. However, Mud Turtle is now going to slam down a Draga Scorcher into an Umbron Barkeep to heal and draw cards. Picks up another Crystal Bat, probably hoping it would have been any of his Fire Elementals. As Rocketar is sitting at his second Crystal Leech, might be the time to go ahead and use that just to stay alive as much as possible. However, he will not be able to Crystal Bat if he does. We can Crystal Leech into a Flame Chain Warrior to get some damage. Looks like we are just going to go ahead and heal for 3, deal 3. Brother Skuldrum was attacked below 20, so he deals 1 damage. And that'll be game as the 6 damage comes through, and then the Crystal Bat deals the 3. Good game by both players. Brother Skuldrum is probably, in my opinion, the better mountain aggro, as he does have the, if you're attacking me back, I'm going to deal more damage. That was so trippy, I thought the Skuldrum used the bat. Very good games, guys. Very good games. Oh. Well, we only have about 10 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and call it a day. We had a lot of cards to talk about, some amazing card reveals. We even got another one by Mud Turtle today. Amazing stuff that came out today. I cannot wait to see what comes out tomorrow. Hopefully, if later this afternoon, Benny goes ahead and comes with some more 5 of the card changes, as we are getting a lot of card changes. But guys, everyone here is excited for Astro Mill. I'm excited for Self Mill Insect Aggro. I don't know, outside of Astro Mill, what are you guys excited for? What's piquing your fancy? I know there's a lot of really fun Undead Dread that we're getting for. Not a whole lot of the discard archetype that we were seeing before. Mountain is getting some 4-corner buffs along with that amazing Prism Cannon Mark III. That looks insane. Like, what are you guys excited for? What do you guys Outside of Astromil, what do you guys think is going to be fun to play? Husky and Tubbs? Husky and Tubbs looks like a lot of fun. Four-corner buffs and robot removal. Looks like a lot of fun for Mountain. Mountain looks like it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, trying to think. What Storm is... Storm... Actually having a Storm hand control could be interesting. It could be interesting. You can try and mill me, but if I'm constantly moving your hands back to your deck, what are you going to mill me with? That could be fun as well. Trying to think what some of the new archetypes they're trying to push with the other orders. Time is self... Oh, duh. The self-sacrifice tech. That looks like a lot of fun. Fatal Zeph, I know why you're interested in Husky and Tubbs. I know why everyone's interested in Husky and Tubbs. That thing looks insane. Dread Shenanigans. Hand Control Lalu is one of my first things I'm trying. Dude, there's so much. There's so much to do in this new set. Everyone here is talking about Astromel. My camera is fuzzy as all get out. I don't know if it's my mic, if it's autofocusing on that and not me. I don't know. I apologize. But, oh man, guys. Dude, there's so much fun coming out of this new set outside of just Astromil. And Astromil, it looks so potent and so good, but it's not the only thing out there. And that actually intrigues me to want, like, just jump in, get all the cards, start playing in Ranked. Hopefully, Ranked can come back and we can all get out of Casual and start playing some Ranked mode. But with that being said, guys, I am actually going to go raid a D&D game. I'm a fan of D&D. I love D&D. I play a few D&D games myself here. The Lawful Stupid RPG group that hosts a lot of the D&D games that I've watched and participated in a few of them. I believe Bova, many of you may know him as Bova. Nick Bova is playing in one right now. I'm going to go ahead and raid him with you guys. So you can go ahead and watch some D&D. I love D&D. I'd raid someone who's playing Lightseekers, but no one's playing Lightseekers. So I got to find something else to raid, to do with this amusing community that I have. I'm spamming in Casual. 80% of my deck ideas have set 1 through 3. TS, that's where you got to get the deck building from. You can't use the entire card pool. You use the restricted lists. Get in Ranked, man. You'll do amazing. I believe in you. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week, Saturday, same time. And we'll have a lot more cards, a lot more games to discuss, a lot more cards to talk about. It'll be amazing. So don't go anywhere. We'll stay tuned for next week. And then on the 21st, as I said, when the game comes out and goes launch on the 21st, I will be streaming that Monday, the first day of launch, and I'll just be trying to make decks. I'll be opening packs and do all that stuff for Monday. So stay tuned for that Monday stream. I am dedicating some time off to play when I get home from work a lot on that Monday of the new set. So we'll have a lot of fun that time too. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. You guys have been amazing, and enjoy some D&D, won't you? Oh, 7 viewers. I don't know how rating works. I really don't. All right, here we go.